Daddy, Flora began. We're not hungry anymore, Fauna said. Not hungry? Cousin Howie said. Not hungry? That's what they said, Fudge told Cousin Howie. Didn't you hear them? Cousin Howie's face turned red and then purple. Fudgy, let's remember our manners, Mom said. I am remembering my manners. If Cousin Howie can't hear, I'll help him, just like I helped Mrs. Osterman. I can hear just fine, Cousin Howie shouted. Eudora said, let it go, Howie. The girls will have a healthy breakfast tomorrow. Why don't you eat their eggs and toast instead? You can sit here. I jumped up to give him my place at the table. Thank you, Cousin Howie said. Turtle, who'd been under the table, looked up at Cousin Howie and whimpered, letting him know that he'd be happy to share his eggs. That's when Dad came into the kitchen carrying Tootsie. He set her in her baby seat. O's, she said, pointing to Fudge's cereal box. Dad sprinkled Cheerios on the tray. Flora said, ooh, she's so cute, Fauna hiccuped loudly, making Tootsie laugh. Her name is Tamara Roxanne, Fudge announced, and I'm not telling you what we call her. I'll bet I can guess, Fauna said. Tammy, wrong, Fudge sang. Roxy, Flora guessed again. Wrong again. Mara? Fauna tried. Nope, Fudge laughed. I was thinking they were all better names than Tootsie, but I didn't say so. Here's a hint, Fudge said. It's the name of a candy. We don't eat candy, Flora said. Not even on Halloween, Fudge asked. Not even then, Fauna said. That's why our teeth are perfect. Flora opened her mouth really wide so we could admire her teeth. We've never had a cavity. But you eat ice cream, Fudge said. I saw you. And hot fudge, I added, thinking we'd caught them. Daddy says ice cream is one of life's necessities, meaning it's something that is necessary, Flora said. And hot fudge is a family tradition, Fauna said. Daddy's very big on family traditions, Flora said. Big, Tootsie said, spreading her arms. So what do you call this precious girl? Fauna asked. We call her Tootsie, Fudge announced. To-Z, Tootsie said. What an adorable, Fauna began. Name, Flora said. If we have a baby sister, maybe we can call her Tootsie, Fauna said. Suppose you have a baby brother, Fudge asked. Another brother, Flora said. We all looked over at Minnie just as he grabbed the sponge from the kitchen sink and stuffed it into his mouth. Farley, Mom said, pulling it out. That's soapy. Minnie looked right at Mom and growled. The second I finished breakfast, I was out of there. For once, I couldn't wait to get to school where I wouldn't have to think about the Howies for the rest of the day. And with any luck, they'd be gone by the time I got home. Instead, halfway through homeroom period, as Mr. Shane was making morning announcements, the door to our classroom opened and the principal, Miss Rybeck, came in with two girls wearing dorky purple dresses. This isn't happening, I told myself. It's a bad dream, and any minute I'll wake up and start my day again. I know the natural beauties can't be at my school standing in front of my homeroom class. I know because we have tight security. Strangers aren't allowed. I squeezed my eyes shut. Okay, I told myself. When I open my eyes, they'll be gone. The only person standing in front of the class will be Mr. Shane. I'll count 2, 3. I'll count really slowly. 1, 2, 3. I opened my eyes, but Miss Rybeck was still there, and she was introducing the natural beauties. Please welcome our distinguished visitors from Hawaii. Distinguished, I thought? Now I know this must be a dream. They are known throughout the Hawaiian Islands as the Heavenly Hatchers, Mrs. Rybeck continued, and they've agreed to perform at a special school assembly later this afternoon. No, no, no! I could feel Jimmy and Sheila staring. So their last name is Hatcher. So what? There must be plenty of other Hatchers. I'll act as if this is just a coincidence. Please, Miss Rybeck, don't say they're related to me. Please, please, please. But did Miss Rybeck get my silent message? No, she did not. After an unexpected family reunion in Washington, D.C., she said, your classmate, Peter Hatcher, met his long-lost cousins Flora and Fauna Hatcher for the very first time. Why would the principal do this to me? What'd I ever do to hurt her? If they start to sing, the best things in life are free, I'll puke. I'll barf my guts out. Or maybe I'll get really sluggy and just drop dead on the spot. Peter Hatcher? Mrs. Rybeck said, and since she doesn't personally know me, Miss Rybeck waited for me to raise my hand, but I didn't. Peter Hatcher? Miss Ryback said again. Jimmy turned in his seat and gave me this quizzical look. Finally, Mrs. Ryback asked, "Is Peter Hatcher here this morning?" Sheila's hand shot up. "He's right over there, Miss Ryback," and she pointed at me. Now all the kids turned and stared. "Oh, good," Mrs. Ryback said. I sank lower and lower into my seat, hoping if I slid down far enough I'd become invisible. Instead, I fell over and hit the floor, and everyone laughed, including the natural beauties. "I know it's exciting to have famous relatives, Peter," Mrs. Ryback said, "but please try to control yourself. You'll be glad to hear that your cousins may accompany you to all of your classes during your visit." On the way to first period class, Jimmy Fargo called me Moonbeam. "Hey, if you're related to the Heavenly Hatchers, cut that out," I told him. "Gotcha," Jimmy said, laughing. Just before the assembly, I excused myself to go to the nurse's room. "What seems to be the problem?" she asked. She was a big woman, tall and heavy. "Flu," I said. "What kind of flu? Temperature and headache?" She popped a thermometer in my mouth and took my pulse. Then she took the thermometer out and read it. "Normal," she said. I could tell she wasn't impressed by my symptoms. "And I feel really tired." I yawned to show her how tired. "So can I just stay here until the assembly's over?" "On another day, I might go along with that," the nurse said, "but I really don't want to miss the Heavenly Hatchers. Come to think of it, didn't you sign in as Peter Hatcher?" "Yes, but we're not related." "Really?" "I mean, some people think that we are, but it's not true. It's a coincidence that we have the same last name." "Is that right? I could swear Miss Ryback told me." "Oh, that's the other Peter Hatcher, the one in 7th grade. And what grade are you in?" I'm in 7th too." "Uh-huh. Okay, so we're kind of distant relations, like 18th cousins, 17th times removed, something like that." "Interesting. Please," I begged, "please don't make me go. I don't think I could live through it." "You don't want to be responsible for my sudden death, do you?" "That bad, huh?" "It could be," I said. "Okay," she said, "but I don't want you moving off this cot. Do you understand?" "Don't worry, I won't move. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I just want to hear their opening number." She closed the door behind her and let out a huge sigh of relief. I knew what was coming. I knew the natural beauties would be laughed off a stage before they finished their first song. No middle schooler in New York City would be able to take the Heavenly Hatchers with a straight face. Kids in the first few rows would throw stuff at them, leftover lunch, orange peels, or old and soggy French fries. This would go down in the history of our school as the day those weird sisters gave their final performance. Oh my heavens, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be super great, awesome? Or do you think that they really are going to throw food at them and those girls are going to get booed off of stage? I don't know. And Sheila, she opened her mouth and said right where Peter was. Oh, do you think they're going to stay just a day, too? I don't know. I just don't know. Our next chapter is Do Not Pass Go. And we'll save that for Thursday. I can't wait to see you then. Don't forget to listen to the stories. I miss you. Bye-bye.